Enhance your experience by becoming a supporting member. Gain access to unseen videos and video requests. 3-day free trial by visiting zionmembership.com. Chosen ones, empaths. Perhaps the title was a little misleading. I know I said if you were discarded, you need to know the narcissist suffers with dumpers remorse, but perhaps if you were reverse discarded by this narcissist in your life, or you were actually the one that cut this narcissist off in your life, this video will still be beneficial for you. So listen wholeheartedly. What you've got to know is there's a time scale that occurs. And I was briefly reading through the comment section, and I haven't got round to responding to the comments yet. But someone mentioned that narcissists don't have empathy, they detach. They mentioned that they see this on other channels quite a lot, that narcissists detach, they don't have empathy, they have no feelings. And yes, to some extent, that is true, right? To some extent. But what you've got to know is that if you're a significant person, that's the wrong description. If you're a person that is really a beacon of hope, like you were a beacon of hope in that narcissist that was involved in your life's life, like you was a bright shining star, you know, you done your best by them that you possibly could, right? You're empathetic, you're pure, you're loving, you're kind. Then you need to know that there's a time scale that occurs if you were discarded. It's slightly different if you were discarded or reverse discarded. There's a time scale that occurs. If you were the one that actually cut the narcissist off in your life, the time scale is slightly different, right? But narcissists do suffer from dumper's remorse. They have a self-absorbed remorse, right? Now, if you were discarded, it doesn't kick in straight away with the narcissist involved in your life. And you need to bear some patience for this to actually occur. And for those of you that done the cutting off with the narcissist involved in your life, you really, really, really need to be aware that as time proceeds, you may actually go through remorse, a dumper's remorse, a feeling of guilt. You may go through this. Now, dumper's remorse actually occurs in normal relationships, right? Let's break it down to what it's actually about. In normal relationships, non-narcissistic, right? Normal relationships. The person who is the dumper, at the moment of doing the dumping, right? They feel extremely free. They feel liberated. They feel free. That's the best way I can put it. They feel free. They don't feel entrapped. They feel like they can move on with their lives. And now the dumpee, if that's the correct term, the dumpee is hurt, betrayed, upset, broken. But you see, the timeline that I'm talking about, now this is just with normal people, but it occurs with narcissists that are involved in your life as well, right? The dumper will go through the timeline and it differs. There's no particular science to this. But at a point in time, they'll actually go through feeling remorse. Perhaps life isn't working out for them in the way they thought it was. Perhaps what they had planned and the way they thought they would feel hasn't actually worked out the way they had it, they envisioned it in their minds, right? But you see, by the time the dumper hits this point in their journey, the dumpee is already over the hurt, over the pain, right? So this is what I'm saying. This could take perhaps a year, maybe. It could, this could, just for example, there's no fixed time, but let's just say this could happen over the course of a year. So the dumpee now, over the course of the year, has, pulled themselves together. got on with their healing, got on with their lives, accepted that the relationship come to an end. But this occurs within the narcissists that are involved in your life's minds as well, right? So for all of you that were discarded by the narcissist involved in your life, you need to be aware that as they progress through life, along the timeline, they will hit a point of feeling a self-absorbed remorse. The difference between normal relationships, non-narcissistic relationships, and narcissistic relation, not the narcissist involved in your life, that type of relationship, is they will actually have a self-absorbed remorse. So it will be, oh, woe to me. That's what it will be for them, you know? Life has treated them unfairly. Life hasn't worked out the way they thought it would, you know? The new supply hasn't worked out the way it thought it would. The grass wasn't greener on the other side. And this makes them start to reflect on you. Now, the thing is, I've mentioned this. If you were the one that discarded, no, not discarded, if you were the one that cut the narcissist off in your life, right? I don't like to refer to chosen ones and empaths discarded. It's more like cutting off, door slamming, bolting, welding shut. Or cutting off at least. You might not have door slammed, bolted and welded it shut at that moment in time. The door slam, bolt and welded shut method might actually, you know, you might have cut the narcissist off a year ago, for example, and you're feeling this remorse. You won't have self-absorbed remorse because you're an empath and a chosen one. You'll have remorse and you'll have feelings of guilt. And the reason why this occurs within the chosen one and the empath, and that's why I want you, this is why this video is for everyone, even though I titled it, If You Were Discarded. You will have feelings, you will go through some feelings of feeling remorseful because you haven't seen the full unmasking. Some of you have, some of you that have cut the narcissist off in your life have seen the full unmasking. But it's a theory. I think that the ones that are discarded, for those of you that were discarded, I know I'm chopping and changing a bit here, but I hope you're with me. The ones that were discarded actually saw the real full unmasking. You see? They saw the full unmasking. They saw the worst of them. They saw the dynamics completely flip around. The thing is for those of you that actually cut the narcissist off before they knew where they was, they got disorientated. They got put on the back foot, so to speak. You know, they may have become desperate and clingy and needy, right? When you cut them off, right? Now, the difference with if you cut them off, because I haven't touched on this yet, if you were the one that cut them off, it's not like they go through the healing journey like a chosen one, an empath does. Especially if you're a significant beacon of hope in this narcissist that was involved in your life's life. They won't get over you very easily. They may move on to other supplies. They may, you know, go and surround themselves with their flying monkeys and do that sort of stuff. But they will always have you in mind, you know? And for all of you that have actually cut the narcissist off in your life, you know, you need to pat yourself on the back. You know, you've done something well. I'm just preparing you that if you do feel guilt, because you're an empath, you've got pure feelings, you've got a good heart, you know? When they know how to manipulate, you see? They know how to manipulate. They know how to play the victim role so well. So I don't want any of you to get caught up in that. I don't want any of you to get caught up in that cycle of feeling remorseful for them, feeling guilty for the way you behaved, right? Further down the line, this timeline that I'm talking about, right? I don't want none of you to feel guilty about that. But literally, for those of you that were discarded, don't, I was going to say lose hope. That's that's not the right way I should put this. Look, don't think that this narcissist is not going to run into repercussions of their actions that they've done towards you. They're going to run into severe ramifications, if that's the right word. They're going to run into severe consequences for them treating you and discarding you in a brutal possible way, in the brutal fashion that they did discard you in. They're going to face repercussions of that because, like the fellow commenter said, and it's always stuck with me, about the astroturf. It's like an elaboration of the grass is greener, but they go over to these greener pastures that they think are going to be greener. They have this envision in their, they envision this life that they're going to live in their minds after you're gone, after they've done the discard. They have this whole thing worked out in their minds that they're going to live this life that's going to be rosy and wonderful and great, sunshine and rainbows. This is what they have in their minds, and it just does not work out that way. It's just not the way the cookie crumbles. It's just not the way it works out for them. They face repercussions. They run into toxic individuals. They run into other narcissists. They run into other people that use them and abuse them. This is what happens, right? So this is why the self-absorbed remorse kicks in down the timeline, because life's not all perfect like they envisioned it would be, you see? Going back to what I said occurs at the original source of when the dumper, the narcissist involved in your life, does the discarding. They feel free. They feel liberated. They feel complete. They feel whole. They feel alive again. They've soaked up your supply, you know? They feel in a really, really, really good place, you know? They don't want nothing to do with you. So that's why all of you need to take note that you trying to reach out to them, trying to speak things through, trying to go over things with them is not going to work out for you. It never will. It won't. And that's what I meant by when you hear on other channels where they talk about the detaching. The narcissist can detach. Yes, momentarily, yes, they can detach, right? They can drop you in a heartbeat. They can make you feel worthless. But when they go on with their lives, that's when it kicks in. Further down the timeline. Now, this might occur after 1 year. This might occur after 6 months. This could occur after 1.5 years. There's no definitive science. All you got to know is that even if you're witnessing them glorify stuff, perhaps even in front of your eyes or on social media, right? You're bearing witness to them glorifying stuff with their new supply. You need to see beneath the veil to realize that what they're trying to make it out to be is not exactly how it actually is. And all of this effort that they're putting in to glorify this new situationship they're involved in is complete BS, right? And this occurrence of the dumper's remorse, self-absorbed dumper's remorse, could well be kicking in their minds. But they're not going to show you that. They're not going to portray that to you. They're not going to make you aware that that's what they're going through. The way they combat that is to try and make you feel jealous. It's to try and still make you feel even more worthless than they already left you in the position of when they discarded you. This narcissist involved in your life. That's their way of combating their feelings of self-absorbed dumper's remorse. You see? That's their way of combating it. So I'm not knocking any other channels. All the other channels are doing good work. They're trying to help you, you know, they're trying to, but what they're not, what a lot, there's other channels that do speak on this as well, but what I'm saying is they're taking everything at surface value. If that's the right description. They're taking everything at surface. Yes, a narcissist does disconnect with you momentarily, in a heartbeat, discard you like you're trash. But I'm talking about when they run into the other trash. Like I say, never be upset about someone that come and took your trash away. Right? Never be upset about someone that comes to take your trash away. Right? The new supply has took your trash away. Right? That's what's actually occurred. Right? And when they get further down the line and the infatuation stage wears off and they realize that, they're sitting on a couch with another narcissist and neither of them can extract supply from each other. If you was a fly on a wall at that time, you'd see it all. You'd see it all. But as you know, narcissists operate with masks. They're not going to let you in on what's really going on. So I really want you to understand that if you have been discarded, they have cheated on you, betrayed you. Now, this doesn't have to, I probably should have said this earlier, this doesn't even just have to occur with romantic relationships. This can occur in friendships, family members, colleagues, and associates, right? When we talk about discarding can happen in other situationships, right? It can, Friends can discard each other, family members can discard each other, right? This can occur, okay? So just bear in mind that life doesn't always line up the way you plan it. It doesn't line up the way, you can put so much, I'm talking to you now, right? You can put so much effort into trying to line something up the way you plan it. And God takes you another way, or the universe takes you another way, right? This is the way it goes. And it goes the same way for the narcissists that are involved in your life, right? Even more so. Call it karma, call it God, call it the universe, call it what you want. Call it negative energy, call it negative frequency. They're functioning on a different plane to what you are. They don't experience moments of joy, those simple moments of joy that you experience, those simple innocent moments that you experience. They don't experience that. They're miserable sacks of shit. That's what they are. Excuse my language, but they are. That's what they are, right? So don't ever think that this narcissist that was involved in your life that discarded you in the worst brutal possible way, I'm not condoning what they've done, but don't think that life's all peaches and cream, sunshine and rainbows for them afterwards, right? That's what a lot of victims of narcissistic abuse and even other channels fail to realize. Life's not peaches and cream. Life's not sunshine and rainbows for them. They're miserable sacks of shit. They're dusty weirdos, right? The only thing that gives them that dopamine rush, serotonin, a boost in neurological chemicals, is knowing that they've left you broken. So the quicker that you break that spell, now it's not going to be easy, but the quicker that you get on the healing journey and embark on the healing journey and ascend and rise and put your effort into healing in your every waking moment, prioritize your healing above all, is the quicker there'll be a reduction in their satisfaction levels over the way they left you. Because they are keeping watch on you. They do. Narcissists that are involved in your life stalk physically. They stalk on social media. They'll drive past your workplace. They'll drive past your house. I've heard countless testimonies. I've read it in the comment section from victims of narcissistic abuse that have experienced stalking on some sort of level, whether it's digital, physical. This is what they do. They like to keep watch. They're like watching. They're like a vulture, if that's the right description. Seeing a decaying carcass. Is that the right bird? Is it an eagle or is it a vulture? I think it's a vulture. Yeah, it's a vulture. They watch the decaying carcass. If you're you know, fading away. I'm not saying you're literally a decaying carcass, but I'm trying to say if you're letting this consume you, it will consume you for a time, but don't let it overburden you, right? You can get through this. Now, you will get through this. And just understand that this narcissist that was involved in your life is on a timeline. They're on a time scale, right? For all of you that have been discarded by this narcissist involved in your life, they're on a time scale, right? They're on a timeline, sorry. They're going to hit a point in time when they start experiencing this self-absorbed regret. You know? And this could, you know, their reaction to this could be trying to invoke more feelings of jealousy from you. You see? That's the way they'll combat it. That's the way they'll handle it. So if you take things on surface level, right, and you don't look beneath the veil, you will be hurt. You'll think they're living their best life. You'll think they're doing well. You'll think they're great. But remember, those simple pleasures that you probably experienced prior to even knowing this narcissist involved in your life, or if you was raised in a dysfunctional family unit prior to you awakening to narcissistic abuse or whatnot, those simple pleasures that you have that could be drinking a glass of water or drinking a coffee or going for a walk or doing simple things, those simple pleasures that you have, they don't have. They're miserable sacks of shit. I've had to reinforce that a few times in this video because they're very miserable, right? And when you take into an account that this narcissist involved in your life envisioned, a picture perfect, happily ever after leaving you high and dry, ghosting you, discarding you, right? They envision this picture perfect fantasy after leaving you broken, and it doesn't work out for them. Their only way to combat this situation is to try and make you jealous. So please, if you are still watching their social media, please take it half a day at a time. Like I always say, get through half a day, don't look at their social media. Get through a full day, don't look at their social media. Get through a week. You know, along the way, if you slip up, get back on the wagon. Eventually stop looking. Because unless you're able to look beneath the veil, now take this into consideration. Unless you're looking beneath the veil, if you're looking beneath the veil and you know you're looking beneath the veil, you'll be able to see their social media and you'll be able to pick holes in it. You'll be able to see, yo, hang on a minute. This narcissist that was involved in your life is with a downgrade. This narcissist that was involved in your life is really trying to glorify this image, this picture that you're looking at, or something like that, you know? Or if you saw them in person, they're really putting all this effort in. Or you might be able to look at their new supply or new supplies, flying monkeys or whatnot, and you can actually see that they're surrounded by a bunch of snakes, for example. If this was a friendship situation, you might be able to see something if you're looking beneath the veil. But if you're staying in a hurt position, if you're staying hurt, stuck, broken, they'll be able to hurt you from a distance. So that's why it's better. No contact means no contact. And it's better to avoid looking at their social media at all costs. Now, I know curiosity might get the better of you at times. So that's why I'm saying if you do look, take it with a bucket of salt. Not a pinch of salt. Take it with the whole bucket of salt. Because they're phony, they're fakes, they're snakes. And they try and glorify and make shit shine. That's what they try to do. Right? And a lot of you don't compare yourself to the new supply. The new supply is not on your level. The new supply knew about who you were. Or new supplies, friends knew about who you were. They've heard about you. The narcissist has slandered you. The narcissist has smeared you. The narcissist has gossiped about you. The narcissist has backbited about you. The narcissist has done all these things about you. Right? these phonies that they're around now, or, new supply or whatnot, they knew about you, right? These people run in to bad people. That's what happens. Karma comes for them. After messing with an empath, after messing with the chosen one, it's not happy ever after for them. It's not peaches and cream. Now, I know I've been focusing on if you were discarded, but perhaps I'll finish on the note of if you've done, just to reinforce the message. Please, if you were discarded or reverse discarded, that covers what I think I needed to express. But look, if you done the cutting off with this narcissist involved in your life, please be aware that negative frequency, negative energy will try and consume you and make you feel overridden. Is that even a word? Ridden with guilt, with remorse. You are an empath. You have a good heart. You don't like to see people in pain. Narcissists involved in your life play the victim so well. Please be aware that on the timeline, you may feel remorse. There's no science. There's no exact science to this. There's no exact structure or specific time period that I can say to you that this is going to occur. But it's most likely going to occur. It's most likely going to occur that you start feeling some remorse, some guilt, some regret. Not self-absorbed, but some regret, some guilt, some remorse. Like I said, it's just a theory, but perhaps you may have or may not have seen the full unmasking. And that's why I reckon that when you do the cutting off to the narcissist involved in your life, there's so many benefits. But this is one of the negatives that comes with you actually being the person who does the dumping or does the cutting off with the narcissist involved in your life. That you may experience this regret, remorse. And that's why for all of you, whether you were discarded, reverse discarded, or you were the one that cut the narcissist off involved in your life, regardless of what it is, all of you need to adopt the door slam, bolt, and weld it shut method. You need to know that your life's not a revolving door. You're not going to let people back into your life that treated you unfairly, unjustly, that were mean to you, horrible to you. Your life's not a revolving door, and you're not going to let people of that nature back into your life. And that's what the door slam, bolt, and weld it shut method is all about. Now, some of you may have already let the narcissist involved in your life back in. And that's okay. That's okay. That's because you're a good person. You gave them another chance. You're not a fool. You're not naive. You gave them another chance from your heart's content. You may have gone through this in and out of motions of giving people, or numerous people. You might have been attacked by these parasites from all angles. Could have been in your friendships, family members, colleagues, associates. You could have been getting it from all angles, right? But if you've let them back in to your life, you need to know that there's going to come a time, if it hasn't happened already, it's going to come, when this door slam, bolt and weld it shut method is going to happen. How can I describe it? It's going to happen without you even comprehending it. It's just going to be your intrinsic nature. It's just going to be in your nature. And that's why it's at that time that God or the universe or karma or whatever your belief system is gave you the strength to really door slam, bolt and weld it shut and leave them gone for good. And if you see them start trying to build a bridge back across to you, Like a commenter said, burn that bridge. If you see them from a distance, hoovering, lurking about, being weirdos, burn that bridge, you know. Get rid of that bridge. Don't let them destroy that bridge, break that bridge, whatever you want to call it. Don't let them start trying to shimmy across and trying to hoover you and come back across that bridge, right? Because you know what? Even if they do put in all that effort to build a bridge and try and structure their way back across it, which is really, really hard for narcissists that are involved in your life and narcissists around the globe. They're stubborn creatures. It's really hard for them to actually be able to create and build a bridge back towards you. But at the end of the day, if you know in your heart of hearts they're going to be met with a door slam, bolt and weld it shut method, perhaps you can let them go through the whole effort of actually trying to build a bridge and then letting it fail, because that's going to cause some severe narcissistic injuries. Alternatively, you could just cut the strings of that bridge, burn that bridge, break that bridge before they even try to make it their way across. So I hope this video helps. Just please, for all of you that feel like you were discarded, or reverse discarded, you know, for all of you that were discarded or reverse discarded, this narcissist is going to face repercussions. You need to know that. But please don't let this remorse that I'm talking about that they feel, please understand, it's self-absorbed remorse. It's like a oh woe me, self-absorbed, shallow. It's not thinking about you. Right? It's not thinking, oh, that they done you wrong, that sort of guilt. It's actually because their lives turned out to be shit without you in it. And now they're going to try and get back involved in your life, right? And please, for all of you that done the cutting off with narcissists involved in your life, make sure that if you get any thoughts about feeling guilt, feeling remorse, you need to sever at the root. This is coming from a negative frequency. It's coming from a negative energy. None of you need to feel guilt or remorse. You know, I've spoken on reactive abuse. Reactive abuse, a lot of these times that you may even feel guilty about ways you acted if you slipped out of character. I've spoken this recently in videos where you slipped out of character perhaps on a given day. They provoked you. They antagonized you. They always done this, and they always wanted. It was either a comment or I read it somewhere. No, I think it was on a membership channel. Negative supply is actually more potent towards the narcissist that was involved in your life than positive supply. They actually enjoy it more. They're very sadistic, horrible creatures. So leave these dusty weirdos as a thing of the past. And if you'd like to know how the narcissist suffers with severe rumination, click this video here. So anyway, I'll be back with another video soon. Peace.